Failure is the mother of the success. It is a very famous Chinese proverb. And I think, and it's good for me to study from failure and study from the past and make success in the future. So today I want to talking about my study trip for learning English. And this proverb is just a good conclude for my study trip. When I was young, I lived with my grandparents in a small town in China. And because it is a very small town, so I didn't get better education, and I just I studied just a little bit and play a lot. So there, after school, I always hang out with my friends, fly kites together, and play the basketball or football together. So it's really funny. So I think I had a really good childhood. However, everything was changed when I was 10 years old because my dad began to have a very stable business. So they have more time. They have more time to take care of me. And my dad, he's a very strict man. So he asked me a lot. He always said he was feared to go to an MBA school, and he regretted a lot because he was just weak in English. So he hoped me I can have a better English than him. So he sent me to an English study camp during the summer to improve my English. My English study trip is quite hard and tricky because English is completely different from Chinese. So I had no language sense of English. During the summer camp, when I first read English story, I had no idea about it, and I was quite confused about the story. Even when I saw the first sentence of the story, half the words were new for me. So my class teacher just said, "Steven, you should remember 100 vocabularies every day in order to improve your reading and your English quickly." At that time, memorizing 100 vocabularies was quite hard for me and almost killed me. So, because I had no knowledge about the pronunciation of each vocabulary, and the only way I can do is search online and pronounce them again. So, so it takes me like the whole day to remember all of the vocabulary. So I had really low efficiency in memorizing. After a week, my class teacher just gave me a test, and I only got 48%. Yeah, it was the lowest score I have ever gotten in my life. So I still can remember it very clearly. During that night, I called my dad and cried a lot because I think I had made a lot of efforts, but I just get a very low grade. My dad encouraged me a lot and said, "Steven, we can analyze and discuss your study plan and your methods." After an hour discussion, I realized my study plan was very terrible because when I try to remember the first 50 vocabularies, I have already forgotten the first 20 vocabularies just learned before. And when I have already finished memorizing all of the 100 vocabularies, 50 of them I just learned just a few hours ago. I forgot it. So I had really low efficiency in memorizing. So at that night, we made a lot of improvements for my English study plan and methods for the next week. On the next Monday morning, I wake up very early and I sat in a park, and because it's very quiet there, so I can speak and pronounce each vocabulary very loudly and correctly by following the instructions and pronunciation from my e-dictionary. And I think it is really a good way for me to speak aloud, and it is very good for me to memorize them. Also, I said each word at least 10 times until I can make sure I can remember all of them. So it's quite hard for me, and it also takes me a long time. And I spell each word correctly and separately in order to make sure I can memorize the correct vocabularies. So I did a lot of effort for that week. So after a week, my class teacher gave me another test. I get 90% for it. So I feel really happy about it. Overall, uh, I still remember that summer, the sweat I left and the effort I made, because I learned a lot from the past and from my failure. So I made a success in the future. During the high school, my English improved very quickly because I had a very solid base during that summer, and I got a very high score for my TOEFL and my ICT. So I successfully studied abroad, which is also a big success for me. A very famous general and emperor, Napoleon, once said, "The path to success for those who don't learn from past and from the future is distant." Thank you.
Good.